What's up, everybody? Sometimes, man, I just can't help but laugh. It's the big man with the big smile from the Big Apple, Big Johnny Stud. What's going on? Usual suspects in the house. Adam Wilson, also, good morning. Love to see the new names. OPMG, appreciate you, and you know it. Brian Rose, appreciate you. You know it. BE, appreciate you. Tyler C. the same. Waiting in the principal's office. Yeah, everybody's got. Brian, I'm already laughing. Everyone has a belly full of donkey meat. You know, so funny. You know what they say, there's 100 ways to skin a cat without scratching his arsehole. That's the end of that one. Let's get it. Call to the pen, HQ, fastest show in MLB, absolutely tootally anywhere. With me, at John Laghezza on the Bird app. Follow me up. Pin tweets, take you to Sharpener. You can follow along with all the advanced data. This stuff's open. You want to help the cause, you help the cause. If not, regardless if you want to help or not, right? Press the thumb, press the bell, likes and fingers and bells and notifications just matter. Just smash stuff, like just button mash. Go down there and start smashing things. Leave a comment, let them know how we're doing. Go on Twitter and tag Rob Pizzola. Tell them you want to see the show for football as well. Jeff L., what's going on, everybody? All right, let's have some fun. Another full slate, which means what? Daily team leader. You know, I didn't play it yesterday. I haven't had a lot of time. I have a lot of stuff going on. I didn't actually hit this one. I want to be very clear because I was like, obviously I talk that smack because a lot of times I back it up. But always running the model, that's part of the things you could check. If you are into these longer bets, these kind of golf bets, insight what's going on, man. If you're into these bets, and you don't want to play for minus 110, I get it. It's every single day. You got to play my implied team totals against the daily run leader. You have to. You know, we missed one day. We hit 3 other ones. I actually have that one up today. Let's keep an eye on a couple of those teams, and then we'll jump into the game by game. I got it. Yeah. Right off the bat, I don't know if it's... Man, I didn't see if it's up yet. But, like, I have the Royals modeled as a top team. You know what I mean? Like, this is all algorithmic, you know, rolling average with bullpens and all this other stuff, split data or whatever. So... it's going to spit out what it spit out. Oh, I'm rambling and I'm raving, and it's already up on the board. I absolutely love it. All right, so here, Kansas City 17-1. Looks like it's the Braves versus the field. Braves at 6-1 in Colorado. So, Brian, Gabriel, Camus, hello. Thank you for hitting me up. You are the new Secretary of Treasury of the Donkey Betters Parlay fan club. All right, enough of that before we get off the rails. Let's get right into the games. Be as fast as possible, keeping an eye on all this stuff. There isn't a show anywhere like it. It's the New York Yankees. Michael King going to open it up for the Bombers, plus 105. On the road. Oh, by the way, I told you about Severino yesterday. Remember that when the talent is there, and the velo and the shape and the mix is there, and sometimes it's between the ears, those guys are more likely to get it going. Severino's looked really good. If you're following my fantasy stuff, you're probably really happy. Up against Tariq Scooble-Dooble-Doo. Man, he's been phenomenal. Don't let the 4.06 ERA fool you. 108 whip, 620 OPS. I mean, you know, oftentimes, I know we use a lot of numbers. I like to take a lot of pride in helping people to understand them and, more importantly, how to use them on their own. So sometimes using the indicators, oh, well, what's this one compared to this one? Yes, it's good to know what they measure. Sometimes, and this is why I use my favorite ones, XFIP, K-minus walk ERA, expected ERA, and Sierra, and then mine is just an average, get an idea, right? That's the easiest way. But when you see more than one at 3 or below, that's when your ears should pop up and you don't worry about the ERA. Sierra 309, expected ERA at 2, A 28K to only 4.5 walk. I mean, that is phenomenal. K minus off the charts. 30% ball rate, right? Remember, we use walk, look at ball rate, fully there. You know, he gets ahead, induces chasing, keeping the ball down. 54% ground ball rate. Fifth of a home run per 9, a 250 expected WOBA on the season. And he's been ridiculous. You pull up the Scooble's house. The lawn is mowed, the bushes are trimmed, the garbage is out. My man doing work at the crib. 184 batting average allowed, a 435 OPS. The numbers are not real. No home runs yet to date. King's been very good on the road, but I don't know who's coming in after him. Yankees pitching is not very deep. Why are we not betting on the Tigers? The Yankee offense is absurdly good against lefties. Man, it's been quality. It has not mattered. So my bad chalk for the day is the Detroit Tigers. I think that's the bad chalk for the day. I don't want to go up against these Yankees. As bad as they've been, 184 team batting average, 634 OPS, 29 K rate. So they'll probably strike out, but they're also hit a home run or two. 12% barrel, 43 hard hit to go into 29K. So it's Yankees are in pure sellout mode. It's all or nothing for the Bombers. And I think the way they've hit lefties and some of the home run regression numbers, man, I'm just a little bit worried again. If the Yankees get smoked, you call me a homer. Next up, Tyler Anderson in the Halos, plus 150 dog on the road against Michael Lorenzen in the Fighting Phils. Man, Lorenzen's been so good. All-star. Michael Lorenzen. Tyler Anderson, a bit of a disappointment, man. He always had the reputation for being kind of vanilla. Right, boring lefty, ground ball, kind of control, blah, blah, blah. He turned it on at the end of last year, and I bit for this. I think he started throwing a new changeup, a new pitch mix, a whole lot of stuff going. Or in the offseason, I'll do all the granular stuff to get ready for fantasy and then get those theorems kind of ready for betting. Who I believe in, who I don't. And, Anderson, I was kind of buying. I thought it'd be good, not great. But it's been a 5.35 ERA, 1.5 whip. You basically pick on this guy. I mentioned how to use the indicators. Well, when more than 2 of them below 3, that's good. More than 3 of them are above 5, that's bad. 19K to 10% walk, that's just not going to do it. 26 CSW, jumping off the page in the wrong direction. Too many fly balls. He has suppressed hard contact, but it's just way too many fly balls. And righties have crushed him. He's not fooling righties. So if as a lefty, to allow a 285 BA to righties, 821 OPS, just not going to do it. And he's really kind of sucked on the road this year as well. Last 40 days is the same. 5 Sierra, 5 XFIP, 91 stuff plus on the season for Anderson. He's been pretty whack. Other side, Lorenzen, 3.7 ERA, 112 whip. Got to dig it. The K rate's not really there, but he's got the control, artist thing going on. Plus, he's getting ahead, 68% first strike. Can't look past that. 42 ground ball, right? So you get ahead, you keep it down. 7 barrel, 4 blast, really kind of average. 1 home run per 9, looking positive. 310 X-Wall, but is strong. And he's been pretty good at home. Things start to fall apart as far as the indicators last 40 days. For me, that's a lot of times it's a signal when you look at Sierra last 30 days, last 40 days, 5 or 6 starts. And it's creeping over 5. And it's a guy like Lorenzen that we're not sure if he really believed in. I'm worried about a little bit of negative regression coming. Will it come today? Not so sure. LA offense kind of stinks, man. It's really bad. 81 WRC plus. I mean, bottom 3 in expected WOBA versus lefties and righties. 14 swing and strike, 25.5 K. Phillies offense really starting to get going. They've also cracked lefties as well. 364 WOBA versus lefties. I guess you really got to like the Phils today. Didn't get a signal on the Phils. Phils also have the big edge in the bullpen. I think we have our first play of the day, man. Can you bring up the run line plays? Is it juiced up? If it's like in the solid plus, I think we want that. I kind of passed it. Maybe I missed the bullpen stats. The Angels, 5.7 ERA last 46 innings. Philly down at 2.1 last 34 and a third. I have all my conditional formatting stuff wrong on my bullpen. I just noticed. I swear, every day it's something with it. I move mountains of data every day. These things kind of happen. I'm always trying to improve it, and I'll tell you, move like one little, it's like Jenga, right? You move one little brick, you rest the whole thing coming down. Well, it didn't come down, but if I follow my sheet, the numbers are right, which I think is the most important thing. Some of the colors are off. Anyway. Philadelphia bullpen has been phenomenal. I guess we can get the run line cover I'm seeing. Wow, man, at plus 115. Oh, I was looking in the wrong spot. Oh, boy. All right, maybe let's spin it. Let's stick with the donkey stuff, man. Hate looking for offense, though, Philly will probably run away. Well, we'll just put Philly in the bid. If we don't find a good pair, we'll go with the run line. Again, we're at the point in the season where it's funny, you start to get this disparity in teams. LA has got to bounce back. They're talented. They brought in good pieces. Like, it's been just abject disaster for the Angels. They can't get Mike Trout back on the field, and then Ohtani with the pitching stuff, man, just terrible for the Angels. Anyway, next up, Flatfish of Florida, Aaron Civale, minus 105 on the road against Sandy Alcantara and the Marlins. We have been on Alcantara again for a while. Civale's been excellent. I'm not sure if I'm buying it. Check it out. 2.6 ERA, 110 whip, 610 OPS. That is phenomenal. However, xFIP and Sierra near 4.4, nearly 2 runs higher than ERA, however. Expected ERA, which tests significantly stronger in season as far as the correlative properties to earn runs go. It is way more descriptive. It's a 3.58. And that's kind of where I'm always like, man, it incorporates everything. So you see, I don't like the K rate below 20, the swing and strike rate below 10, the whiff rate below 22. This is Civale. But he does get ahead. He does induce chases, bully metric intact. Suppressing hard contact, keeping the ball in the yard, right? Those are a lot of the things that matter to us. So someone like me, that's where I get caught up because I always want strikeouts, always want swing and miss. Civale not really doing that. But again, he's been excellent on the road. He's been excellent last 40 days. Alcantara, now we're not buying the 4.15 ERA. I think we're starting to see the pitcher that we thought. 2.6 ERA last 40 days, 3.5 xFIP, 3.7 Sierra, 112 stuff plus, 106 location, 108 pitcher plus. He's been excellent. Again, these things happen with output, like Sporl caught the composite stats, or run average and stuff. When you pitch the contact and they move the shift and we have the more steals and new rules, like a guy like Alcantara was always going to be more vulnerable to that stuff. But if you believed in him, then you probably saw some of the underpinning stuff was strong to start, and then you might have inferred that he was going to start correcting course. Offense is kind of struggling on both sides. Again, Tampa, I'm starting to question WRC plus. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more about it. Tampa Bay last 500 plate appearances is a 291 batting average, 361 OBP, 827 OPS. Those are all firmly above average. Okay, they've scored runs. WRC plus must be really heavy to runs because as we've talked about this stuff, that's one of the things I've noticed. So they scored 74 runs the last 2 weeks. That's like top 5. However, that's all. Everything goes below average. So K rate, walk rate, swing and strike, chase, zone contact below average. Ground ball rate, fly ball rate, pull rate, hard hit rates all below average. I don't know. If we don't believe in earned run averaging, we don't really believe in runs. Maybe WRC plus not the best to use because I see 23K to only 7 walk, 13.5 swing and strike, 45 ground ball, 40 pull, 33 hard hit. This is the Rays. That's not very good. Flip side, Miami. Also not very good. 76 WRC plus. It's probably right on the nose. 219 batting average, 650 OPS. The reason I'm rambling, Jay, we got an F5 4.5? Or is this one stuck at? Ouch, that's really brutal. The 4.5s Jay has highlighted on Betstamp are like juice to the gills. So I guess I got to get away from this. So let me look at the bullpens. Today's feeling like a wishy-washy kind of day. Bullpens have both been pretty good. Marlins have gone to Tanner Scott instead of it. What's the total on the game, my man? That I don't have handy, I'm sorry. 7.5? Oh, man. I don't know. Let's go to the videotape. Algo says, yeah, I mean, see, I'm at, it's right at 7.5, but it's dangerously close to that 4.4. So, again, if you wanted to go under Marlins and Rays, I guess I give it to you, but I'm not going for it. Next up, the cowardice is showing. Although that, the analysis good but not great, and the algo good but not great. Next up, Jesse Skultons and the White Sox plus 190 dog on the road against Dean Krispy Kremer minus 235 favorite on the road for those Orioles. I am not buying the Kramer stuff. I think there's some negative regression coming down the pike. 4.3 ERA, 1.3 whip, 750 OPS, but the expected ERA at 5.25, 10 swing and strike, 37 ball, 24 whiff. That's a very bad combination. 29 chase rate, 37 ground ball right. So I just think he's not really doing anything you want. He's missing the zone, not inducing swing and misses. When they do make contact, they're putting the ball in the air. Then it's 43 hard hit, 10% barrel, 350 expected wOBA. I think Kramer's in trouble. We got a little bit more bad chalk here. Man, I think I chased Skoltens because he put together a couple of good starts. White Sox offense is so putrid. Baltimore's hitting that this one's tough, but I feel like this one could be a sneaky dog play here. I mean, if you really wanted to hold me to it, I could probably get on the F5 run line. But man, player props about up in the house. You will see his handsome face right here on Friday morning, 9:30 a.m., Monday through Friday. Our special guest Friday episodes continue. My man, keep an eye on these. These full slates have been great, right? Daily run leader, daily K leader. It's been awesome. You don't have to really push on the main board if you don't like it. People, make sure you follow my man, Player Props Savant. His show, Past the Prop. He's crushing these pitching props, man. Man, sharpest guys, man. You know, and I'm not, I don't know, it's weird. So much that I like beefing on Twitter. I'm not, I uplift. My man's sharp as hell is my boy, you know what I'm saying? Follow him. He's, man, smart. He makes money, you know. And it's a little bit different than mine. I think I like to follow people like Player Prop. I follow people like Monotone and Frankie and Maddie, Insight and Fire, even the guys here that I've met here. I want to see what other people are doing. You know what I mean? You pick up some sharp stuff. I mean, these stupid under strikeout, man. I couldn't even post it because like embarrassing quick thing. So of course I posted for subs. And it's funny. We had a horrible night, which was funny, 3-7. So 3 out of 10, which is pretty horrible. You almost flat. It's not a big loss because these are all plus 150 plays. But regardless, and I'm like pissed off. Man, calls Gritcher got rung up on some bullshit and somebody else. Man, it's part of it. I get it. So I'm like sitting on the bowl later on, and I'm like, man, I'm so pissed, and I fired off a freaking 4-legger at night and hit like a 45-1 on my John last night, of course, that I didn't share. Anyway, Baltimore I think might be bad chalk. I think the White Sox getting plus money through 5. I think we got to go with that, man. Player props got too much love for Santander to fade the Orioles. All right, how about Santander gets it done in the late innings against the bullpen? Because Chicago White Sox bullpen is bad. Let's go White Sox at 5. I think we might get it with Skoltens. He's just got to be decent. Right, the control's been good. He's getting ahead. 67 first strike. 42 ground ball. 8 barrel. I mean, righties have been rough on him, but he's been pretty good on the road. Indicators are blah. I mean, I'm kind of relying on the algo and the pricing here. I'm just not buying Kramer. I think Kramer goes up 2 or 3. Ronald Sanders, welcome aboard. Welcome to the Phalanx. Here at 300, where we may not be huge, but we are freaking fierce. Yo, we walk them through the tunnel and kick them in the pit. It ain't madness. This is Sparta, baby. Call to the pen, rate, review, and subscribe, because that shit matters way more than it should. Way more than it should. Way more than it should. Like, oh my God. Go on Twitter and tag Rob, Hammer Network, tell me you want us back for football. Gosh, Jay, I can't do it. Just don't do it. I can't. I don't know if my player prop can be. William Craig, what's up? Hashtag we hate umpires. You know it. God, I'm being such a coward. Jay, I'm going to leave this one up to you. I'm not looking anymore. If I sold you on the price, and the White Sox through 5. Remember, you don't want the bullpen at all. White Sox 6-7 ERA last 52 1/3. You do not want that one. You want this one on the run line with plus money where you can score. Jay's actually all right. How about that? If that's your call, let's go with that. We're gonna go. This is a little bit unusual for us because we're gonna pay juice, but we're gonna go plus 1.5 on the F5s. I've been kind of bucking up against those all season. So all right, let's go with that. I'm with that, homie. I was here looking to get on the tie game, but it's true. Skoltens is going to give something up. I was hoping Kramer give it up too. Anyway, we got to get going. There's too many games to do, man. Mackenzie Gore and the Nats on the road, plus 180 dogs against Joe Berries, Jose Berrios, and the Blue Jays. I think the main thing here is, unfortunately, as much as I was into Gore, he's kind of shown chinks in the armor down the stretch. The ERA not showing up, but the indicators are really starting to show. He's not getting ahead. The walk rate, 9.8, it might even be a little bit low for the ball rate. Again, the first strike rate's so low, the miss rate is so low. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Toronto really hitting lefties. That's a one time you want to be careful. 349 team wOBA against lefties, last 500 plate appearances. I've always been The Berrios guy, he's been good at home, 3 ERA at home. I know some of this stuff is like just a jag, 23K to 7 walk, but the CSW at 29.5, because he's got the off-speed stuff that he could land for strikes. 64 first strike, 33-0 swing rate. Nothing really jumping off the page, but he does get ahead. He doesn't do chases. He does keep it down. He has limited home runs, the things that we're looking for. Washington offense, a bit of kind of a mad right now. 87 WRC plus. They're not really doing the things that we want them to do right now. The contact rate is high, as we know, but usually we're getting a bit more line drive solid contact on the level swing path, not lately. Only 11 home runs, last 500 PAs, really bad. 46 ground ball, 4% barrel is the Nats. So I think Berrios gets it done. I think the Blue Jays get it done. Or maybe that's the other half of a donkey parlay. Let's put that in the donkey bin. I think Blue Jays crack as much as I like the Washington. Right? I know we were backing them all year. The bullpen is starting to fall apart as well. Washington bullpen has a 7 ERA last 45 innings. Toronto down at 3.2. So that'll do it for that one. Let's go. That's in the donkey bin. Right in the donkey bin. Stick it right in the donkey bin. Next up, JP France. Plus 110 dog on the road against the Red Laundry from somewhere in the northeast quadrant of the United States. And Brian Bellissimo, Mr. Bayo, minus 120, favorite on the road. I mean, this matchup in particular has stung me so bad. Jay Shanko with the Blue Jays over. Let's take a look. Again, I have to be very clear. Man, I have. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was thinking you were asking forward. You're asking back. Anytime you're facing the Washington bullpen, you can play the over. I don't like to go to. I've been seeing 6.5s at times. That I won't go. If it's 5.5, I think you go. If it's 6 even, I wouldn't. You don't want to need 7 runs. Toronto over up to 6 for sure. Keep it at minus 135 or below, right? Just so a little actionable stuff for people out there. Next up. So JP France, Brian Bayo. Whenever I bet these Red Sox Astros, I have lost. So I'm not doing it. But again, I have Boston through 5. I continuously have Boston through 5. But what has stung me all year, if you've been following along, which we do appreciate, has been going up against good offenses at the time, like hot offenses, is what'll kill you. And it's been the case. Houston has a 309 batting average, less 500 PAs, 906 OPS, 16.5 K, 89 zone contact. Right? I'd be like, and you get good contact, so it's everything, right? They're taking pitches, stretching guys, taking walks, not swinging, missing, making contact, lifting the ball, plus it's pulled. They're better against lefties and righties. But they are still hitting righties. 339 expected WOBA versus righties. Last 30 is excellent. Boston offense has picked it up as well. I have a lot of scoring in this one. But so is the game total 10, Jay? I'm sorry, I got a little flustered there. Yeah, player prop Savant says Duvall an absolute tear. Overs on Duvall have been awesome. He does not get the love he deserves. I was all over him for fantasy. I don't know if he's on the one best ball team I still have alive. 9.5, I don't know if I want to go to because I think the bullpens have been good. Boston bullpen has not been good. The indicator is a lot better than the ERA. Same to be said for Houston. Both Sierra's sub 4, which is good. Both single-digit walk rates. I was leaning toward. I like Boston, and I kind of like the F5 over. That's the one I have the strongest signal on. Is an F5 over. I have both of these guys kind of getting the 3. The problem is it's at 5, right? I hate to have to go to 5 because you need the 6 regardless. And are we really playing for a push? So I'm going to leave this one. Player prop, same thing. Turner, yeah, dude. The second he got that ovation, it was like, woo! it was on, baby. It was just on. Sometimes all these guys, who needs $300 million? We get a nice little hug, man. Right? All right. So I'm leaning on the Houston Boston F5 over, but I'm not pulling the trigger again. Next up, this one I do have a bet on, and I won't bury the lead. Andrew Heaney and the Texas Rangers on the road against Jose Quintana. Negative regression incoming. And the Let's Go Mets go. This one, for some reason, is at 8.5 full game. And we're going to go over that one. I was just quite literally shocked when I saw that. It should be 9. It should be 9.5 even. In the Mets game, let's take a little looky-loo. Andrew Heaney, what are you getting? Well, you're probably getting walks, 9.3%. Check. You're probably getting lots of balls, 37%. Check. You're probably getting a lot of fly balls, 42%. Check. You're probably getting tons of barrels, 11%. Check. And you're probably getting tons of homers, 1.6. Actually, that more of those are coming. Haney's also been really bad on the road. 828 OPS, 2.25 home runs per 9. Quintana has a 3.7 ERA, 1.39 whip. I'm not buying any of it. Negative regression incoming. Auga, 5.25 Sierra, 5.3 K minus walk ERA. I mean, this is just terrible. 7.5 K minus BB, 38.5 walk, 38.5 ball percentage, sorry, which is much worse than the 9.5 walk he's showing. 21 whiff. This is not going to play. The Rangers are going to feast on him today. Okay, yeah, he's been death on lefties. I get it. He suppressed hard contact again. I think that ends today. 3.75 ERA last 40 days. But again, XFIP, K minus walk, ERA, and Sierra all north of 5.25. Not buying it. 78 stuff plus for Quintana. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Mets offense starting to get it up a little bit too, man, because they're not chasing, taking their walks, putting the ball in the air, getting their barrels. That's what's going to get you the runs. Mets, 22 home runs, last 500, top 5 in the league. Both bullpens also abjectly terrible. I don't care what the Mets stuff looks like the last 2 weeks. Just watch them. They're awful. 6.5 ERA for Texas also. So was this one at 8.5 still, Jay? Sorry, I took my eye off the road. Yeah, we're like way over the 8 and 8.5 here. Too bad we don't do 5 million unit mega whale locks, because I think this one's in there. Gosh, and it's at minus 105. Be prepared. Remember, my open CLV challenge is out there. Okay, if we post a game, I guess it's really totals, because those are the ones that move. If we post a total that we're on the wrong side of when it closes, first one to call me on it, tag me on Twitter or here, whatever I see first, well, I'll hook up with you and I'm going to send you a baseball card. I have different eras, I have different teams, something cool, like a not some comment. I'll send you something cool. So Haney and Quintana were over. Next up, let's not bury the lead. This one's easy to cap. Gavin Williams and the Guardians on the road against Pablo Lopez and the Twinkies. We're going under on the F5 here, 4.5. Love these. Player Prop says, love watching Haney give up tanks, and his misses are so bad. I mean, it is like center Meatball City. Again, and he'll be sharp for the other 5 innings. But if you're going to walk 2 guys, give up a home run, the run's always going to be there. Again, Mets hit lefties. Let's go. Gavin Williams and the guards. Gavin Williams has been really good. 3.5 ERA, 1.3 whip. I think he's pitched even a little bit better than that. His fastball is sick. 25K. The 10 walks a little bit high. But the ball rate's at 35.5. So 10% walk, you go, but 35% ball is not quite there. That's going to correct. That's part of the nuance and the context that you get when you hang with us. I hopefully, at least. Rate, review, and subscribe, because that shit matters more than it should. 13 swing and strike, 29.5 whiff rate. Gotta love every bit of it. 81 zone contact also with that. Gotta love it. Williams wins in the zone, induces chases, doing everything that we're looking for, suppressing hard contact, killing righties, and he's been amazing on the road. 187 batting average allowed, 567 OPS, 2 ERA, less than a half a home run per 9. Gavin Williams is the GOAT. Pablo Lopez as well, 29K to 6 walk, 113 whip on the season. He's been dealing, yo. He looks so good. Now, he's had his worst stuff at home, but again, I don't want to buy too much into ERA when the XFIP's a full run lower. So it means it's a home run thing when he's only give up on a home run per 9. So what's it tell you? He's been really, really good. Cleveland and Minnesota both. You know what's funny? I was about to mash Minnesota there. They've kind of pulled it up lately. They really haven't hit. But what do we know about them? What do we know about them? The K rate. So like a team that's doing what they're doing. 270 average, 845 OPS. Right? We don't want to hammer them. They're doing well. They're hitting the ball hard, getting barrels. That's all good stuff. However, 28.5% K rate. Last 500 PAs as a team through your hot streak is like the trapdoor. Everybody's selling out. Everyone's looking to pull. Everyone's looking to elevate. They're going to go up against Williams, who's very good in the zone. Okay. I think the Twinkies have eaten on bad pitching, and I think today they're more or less going to get served. Guardians offense just kind of stinks. They're not any good. 227 average, bottom 5 in chase, bottom 5 in walk rate, bottom 3 in pull rate. 284 team WOBA, but it's an 80 WRC plus. Not any good. So let's go under here. Insight says Williams facing the team that K's most against everybody, especially righties. Oh yeah, so again, we're gonna. This show inherently is just going up an extra 5 minutes to add on these things. Insight, right? Remember, Gavin Williams, gotta keep an eye on him for the strikeout stuff for sure. And then again, I'm gonna go back for the team run leader also. Next up, Seth Lugo and the Padres. Minus 145 favorites on the road against the Cardinals and Zach Thompson. This was an easy fade for me, this game. If you're going to pay to get with the Padres, which again, there's good reason, the offense is looking good. I hate facing the Cardinals, and I look at the stats, and it doesn't matter. I feel like if I go up against them, they score. Anyway, Cardinal stats have not been good. I mean, bottom 5 offense right now. Average, OBP, OPS, they're striking out, putting the ball on the ground, 76 WRC plus, and yet for some reason, I just can't seem to get with them. They're hitting righties. They're always pretty disciplined. That's always an issue. Padres offense really on the sellout stuff as well. 11% walk, 26 chase, so like they're working them. But 44 hard hit, 10% barrel to back it up. That's why the average is low. The steals are low on the sellout stuff as well. Kind of what I'm worried about with Thompson, who's been rocking some really good strikeout stuff. If you play fantasy baseball in particular, those like deeper 50-round, like draft and hold leagues, Zach Thompson, circle him. He's going to be available. On, you're drafting guys in like the 6 and 700s. 29% K, 20 K minus BB, 31 CSW. These are all extremely strong. He doesn't get ahead. He's missed and doesn't induce chases. What does that tell you about? Like when he gets put his back up against a wall, he wins in the zone. Plus 49 ground ball. A lot of stuff that we like. 1.4 ERA at home. Thompson's been really, really good. I don't want to pay the juice to the Padres. This one is a bad chalk for me. Insight dropping dimes in the comments. Appreciate you, man. Says Arenado and Goldie Mash Lugo. I'm going to be completely transparent here. I don't do a lot of BVP stuff. But I also don't ignore it. Like I've heard, some of the quant guys will say the samples are never there to get true stabilization, waka, waka, waka. But when you hear actual players talk about it, they will say, I see this better from him. So I'm not gonna toss it away. So inside I hear you, I was fading it anyway, but now you just kind of get a little confirmation bias. Nothing wrong with that, right? All right, next up, I gotta hurry up, hurry up offense. Oh my gosh, we're never gonna make it. Next up, let's not bury the lead. I bet this one also for subs this morning. Corbin Burns plus 115 dog on the road to Justin Steele. I mean, I don't know. Call me old fashioned. I think Burns is better than Steele. Burns has been killer on the road as well. Steele's been okay at home. I mean, he's been good. He has been good. But, like, the whiff rate's not really there. Too many foul balls, too much contact. And I think that might be the difference today. Milwaukee 366, Woba versus lefties, last 30. They're also top 3 in K, top 3 in walk, top 3 swing and strike. 250 average, 337 OBP. I think they're going to put the pressure on Steele. Both bullpens have been good, but I was just going to look to shorten it. Give me Corbin Burns anytime I could get him through 5 innings. He's a pop for a shutout. Anytime. Cubs offense is good, but they've really kind of pulled back a touch. And they've hit righties. But a 235 team BA, 296 OBP. 7 walk, 35 chase. I mean, that's a rough profile to bring into Corbin Burns. 45 ground ball, 4% barrel. I mean, what are you expecting to do against him? If you don't walk and you chase, put the ball on the ground and don't hit it hard. I got every reason to believe Corbin Burns mows him down for 15. Hopefully we get one off the Steele, and that'll do it. Next up, it's Luis Ortiz and the Pirates plus 130 dog on the road against King Cole Reagans. My boy. It's my boy. Look at him, asking my boy. Love Cole Reagans. This one was not up in the morning. I guess Ortiz was not locked in. So, Jay Bird, do me a solid. I don't have any prices here. Royals are if they're 140 or greater on the money line, we're going to skip it. They were already up to 170. So I'm feeling pretty froggy. Let's jump at the run line, my dude. Hold on. You know what? Let me check a bullpen really quick. Pittsburgh bullpen's been atrocious. I mean, Kansas City bullpen is pretty brutal as well. But Pittsburgh is really, really bad. Man, I really if I have to look for a cover, I've been leaning on full game cover as opposed to first 5 covers. First 5 cover, you're really under the gun. You really are under the gun. So let's go with the full game run line cover for the Royals. This one's pretty easy. Ortiz has been rough, man. 5.4 ERA, 1.8 whip. That might not even be as bad as he is. 5.6 Sierra, 7.6 expected ERA, 11.5 walk, 3% K minus BB, 39% ball rate. That's just, these are going to get you sent, on the bus to Tuscaloosa, man. 50 hard hit, 12% barrel, nearly 2 home runs per nine, a 400 xWOBA. Oh my gosh. 311 batting average allowed on the road, 920 OPS, and a 13.5 ERA. Let's 40 days. Cole Reagan's humming right now. Yo, humming. My gosh. My gosh. I was banging drums, beating horns and stuff. Everybody that subscribes to my fantasy baseball stuff got the priority alert on Cole Reagan's. Everybody got him. Everybody got him. Also, Insight, thank you. Appreciate that. I like to look at that afterwards. Trust me, I love splits. I just don't get to all of them before the show, now that the show is so early, too. Reagan's facing a team that K's fourth most versus lefties, Cole Reagan's. Of course, we have to keep in mind for the Daily K leader. So also, Jay Bird, my man, my dude, mi hombre. What's the Cole Reagan's K prop look like? Has the book smartened up yet? We hit the last couple. They were getting put at like 5.5 and plus money. Woo! That's a misprice. So if we can get Cole Reagan's strikeout props. And it's looking good. I'll get it. Jeff L. here. Jeff L. Friend of the show. Follower, sub. Part of the failing Sword and Shield, baby. Has KC -5. Minus half a run through 5. I got you. I hear you. If he's aboard in the bullpen. Hopefully that's not what stings me. Hopefully we both get it. Reagan's has 6.5 Ks at plus money. Yeah, I see that now, guys. Gosh, I think we got to go for it, Jay. You got to hit it. I got to stop being a coward. He's going to get us there on the way to the run line. He's been ridiculously good. Pumping 100. Oh, my gosh. All right, next up. So, Jay, you lock him in. I'm going to move forward. Thank you. It's the Braves. Charlie Morton, minus 255 on the road against Peter Lambert, plus 225 in Coors. Again, you all know the deal. Don't do pitching analysis for Coors. It's a waste of your time. Don't do it. It does not test out. None of it is correlative. It's all garbage. If you believe that you have an advantage, go for a money line. By all means, go for it. But when you see these crazy ass totals, seriously, do yourself a favor and stay away. Gosh, I feel like I should not. I don't know. I forgot the score of yesterday. Did they go over to 12? I don't know. And not that I care, right? Because there's no carryover. It's ridiculous. Today it's 12 again. Charlie Morton in a game that has 12 runs on the board is obviously something terribly wrong with the playing environment. I honestly don't even bother. What do we need to know? The Braves are freaking awesome. Killing lefties, killing righties. They don't strike out. They're making contact, lifting the ball. They haven't pulled it, but who cares? Colorado, they're hitting for some average. Again, you got to when they start to go home, right? The numbers start to get pulled up. They're still a 96 WRC plus because they K like a monster. 14.5 swing and strike, 36.5 chase, 81 zone contact. So we got to keep Morton in mind for the daily K leader. He's probably going to be near the favorite. I haven't seen that yet. In between my ramblings, I'm going to try and get that bad boy up. Like I said, I know the daily run leader is up, so I'm going to take 30 seconds at the end. Hopefully everyone is okay with the show going from 40 to 45 minutes. I mean, listen, if you're listening to this for 38 minutes, you're in for 45. One of us. So I'm leaving this one. I don't want to pay the juice. And then when the run lines are at minus 150, I don't even bother. Next up, Elephants on Beach Balls and Ken Waldichuk. How much Chuck and a Waldichuk? Plus 265 on the road against George, the Pickle, Kirby. Minus 300. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I couldn't even get the Mariners to pair to a point where I got it even money. So I'm fading this one also. But I guess Kirby runs away with it. I've never actually paired run lines before. But I got to check the algo. I would think this would be the one time you're going to get... You literally would, Jay. Would be the most donkey bet I've ever made in my entire life, my friend. So I don't know if we should do it or not. But again, I have Atlanta to cover. I have Seattle to cover. And these are landslides. We're at that time of the year. Waldichuk, 6 ERA, 1.7 whip. Kirby, 3.3 ERA, 1 flat whip. I mean, do we even have to go over it all? Waldichuk, 950 OPS on the road, 7.4 ERA. Kirby, 214 batting average allowed, 2.87 ERA at home. You know what I mean? There's a complete landslide. The Oakland offense sucks, 93 WRC plus. Seattle right now, number 1 in the league, 178. That's a 423 WOBA. The team's batting 327. There's 500 PAs, 31 doubles, 21 steals, 30 home runs, 97 runs scored. Think about it right now. Seattle offense 1 through 9 is like the number 5 hitter on the All-Star team. All right, it's not like 40 home run power, but it's like 30 home run power with 28 steals, 110 runs scored, batting over 300. I mean, you don't want to mess with Seattle, but again, Why is the cover there? More of the lopsided shit. We go back a second. Atlanta, 3 ERA on the road, 3 ERA bullpen, last 37 innings. Colorado, 9.5. Oakland's ERA on the season, 5.5. Seattle's is 3.4. I mean, we just have total lopside. So mash those two together. I can't believe we're going to do this, but we have to lose this. We deserve to lose this, but we're going to go with the Atlanta run line and the Seattle run line because the math is there and they're just going to kill. Next up, Brandon Williamson on the road, plus 145 dog against Alex Cobb and the Giants. I lost to Cincinnati F5. People ask me, what's the one bet I should make? And of course, I was like, the one I picked that loses. Oh, yeah, sorry. The Cincinnati offense is just totally tanked. Of course, San Francisco showed up. Not like they're any good, but they did show up. So I'm leaving this one alone. I have no interest. These offenses are both utterly disappointing. I've been a big Williamson guy, but I've also liked Alex Cobb in the past because the ground ball, he's just a sick ground ball machine. He does have a 5.5 ERA last 40 days, but the indicator's not really buying it. In fact, Williamson, for his 3.15 ERA, has the same exact Sierra last 40 days as Cobb. Just to give you an idea, these guys probably could get the Spider-Man meme out. So I think I'm going to leave it. I mean, we need the Reds to hit before we back them. It's really important the way they are with all the sellout stuff for the strikeouts. Like you saw it yesterday, 28% Ks the team, last 500 PAs. San Francisco still at 26, not any good. But Cincinnati really, really bad. I wonder maybe we have to keep Alex Cobb in mind for the strikeout leader. One more game to go. Again, kind of easy feed for me because of the total. I was under. Stupid me. Right, and I was saying it yesterday. The model was under because we had Bobby Miller and Zach Gallen. Again, that one went over easily. Why? I was saying you shouldn't be shorting hot offenses. That's exactly what the Dodgers are, and that was a huge mistake. Also, Arizona's starting to get it done on offense. So, like, I'm probably leaving this one. Man, as much as I like it, I would love to get some action on Arizona because of the pricing. But the problem is we know Kershaw is probably 5 and dive, but you're going to get a great 5. Problem then, the Dodger bullpen's been tops in the league last 14 days, and Arizona's terrible. 5.4 ERA, 11% barrel, almost 2 home runs per 9. So just leave that one alone. It's not worth it. I'm stumbling, mumbling here because this was like my bread and butter was to try and attack underdogs in the F5, getting the plus money, and I'm a coward, but if you like those, when you're into that, like that, there's 2 of them. Chicago plus money, F5 has a shot. Arizona has a shot. Man, Arizona might be better served full game. But again, I don't know if I'd want to expose myself to the bullpen. You're better off looking for the 0-0 tie, the 1-1 tie. Like, that's just where I have it. So before we move on to the contest, I have Arizona nose to nose with LA through 5, but then LA expanding the lead and winning it through 9. And sometimes that's just the name of the game. I don't think it's worth the price at all. So really quick, we'll get out of here. First things first is the daily specials highest scoring team. This one I could do really quick. Again, I know it's my work, but it's good. I work really hard at it. It's battle tested and lots of smart people use it. But I specifically modeled this. So like I didn't have to do anything extra, and I think the proof has been in the pudding already. So if you're interested, you could get it for free. You could help the cause, $20 for the season, whatever. I put out specifically implied team totals. This already has everything built in. You don't have to do anything to it. It's bullpens, it's home factors, it's away, it's literally everything is already everything's in there already. So I trust it. I really do. The only place I put my finger on the model, and I've been very clear about this, is the bullpen stats that go in that are short term. You never want ERAs, right? So like you'll have some teams have these 8 ERAs. You do not want to factor 8 ERAs into the model. It's going to throw stuff off because it's not that consistent. You have to create a ceiling, which I do, right? You don't make them a 3 ERA, but you also you have to cap it. So I like to be very clear, but I use these like to the letter. Okay, I'll read it to you this time. I got Kansas City at the very top. They're at 19-1. Then I have Atlanta. That's the chalk. Then I have Philly. The only other team I have near 5 is Seattle. So Atlanta, Philly, Seattle. Okay, we're in line with the books. Jays actually have it up here if you want to see it, people. Can't recommend it more highly. Too bad we're not allowed to take. That's why, like, I want to take this action on the show record, and we can't do that. But Jay's showing you how to put it together, and I think really sharp. I've been telling people this is a great for recreational bettors. $1 make them holler, man. Put $1 on each of these. They're all going off at, 12 to 1, 15 to 1, 19 to 1. And I really think we have a really nice edge here. Again, backing to work. Royals at, 17 to 1. Mariners 15. Phillies 14. I'm going to get coffee money on each of those three. All right, now let me back up to my sheets. Take a look at the daily K leader. I actually didn't see if it was up yet. Oh, I don't think it actually is not up yet. But we can just do a couple names, then we'll get out of here. So we're at that 45-minute mark. So much work to do. Okay. I think we got a few. I think we mentioned a few of them. Right? So like the Yankees are striking out like crazy. You'd have to look at Scooble. Detroit's striking out like crazy, but King's only going to open, right? So the workload is not there. LA has a really bad strikeout profile. So that's Lorenzen. Okay, so we want to keep an eye on. Okay, Jay just wanted me to alert everybody, and this is truth. Right. Follow us on Twitter if you wanted this stuff, because I end up getting lots of DMs. I can't answer every DM. Follow us on Twitter at John Laghezza. Follow us on Twitter at Call to the Pen HQ. If we have plays, we're going to put them out. We're not just blindly putting them out. Last time, the odds were not any good, and maybe we've had that effect on it. But right now, we don't know. So keep an eye on Lorenzen. Keep an eye on Scooble. Man, you have to keep an eye on Kramer, because the White Sox strike out so much. And again, we've learned this, people. I know there are some pitchers that you would roll your eye at the thought of them getting 10 strikeouts. When they face these bad teams, that's when it's on deck. I'm telling you, the offense is been a bit more impactful than the pitchers, I found. Colorado is awful, so that's Charlie Morton. Oakland's been awful, that's George Kirby. Cincinnati's been awful, that's Cobb. And then Williamson. So I actually think we might end up with a couple names. Oh, and Ray. How did I forget Reagan's? Oh my God, insight. My right arm, my man. And Reagan's. Okay, so with that said, again, it's too many to play. Never suggest playing that many. Feeling 2 or 3 of those are going to end up in the back end. So like, keep an eye on Williamson, keep an eye on Reagan. Scooble's going to probably be chalk. Again, I don't like to take any of these if they're single digit to 1. You'd rather go for the alt props. Another sharp angle there, people. These players, keep an eye on those alt props. Jay, if you have a second afterwards, maybe we'll take a look at them again. And maybe we could get out something like that if we don't go with the key leader. Because the pitchers that we've identified as pops for the leaderboard, some of them that are not strikeout pitchers, I'm going to get out of here, I promise. Like Kramer, for example. Come in with low K props. Kramer might be 3.5 or 4.5. So while he's probably not going to get to 11, he is a really good candidate for a ladder. And he could hit, right? Insight says, watch the ladders, man. He might be a 5, 6, 7 ladder, third rung, 7 Ks. Really another really nice piece of edge there. Again, for people that don't want to play all the straight stuff, which I do recommend, but I'm like a battle-tested risk management guy. Some people just want to roll the dice and make some money and play for $1. So that'll do it, everybody. Thank you so much for picking up or putting down. Jay, of course, I dropped the ball on BetStamp. We'll get them tomorrow. BetStamp.app/call to the pen. You can follow all the stuff. You can check in on the bets. Jay also shows you at the end of the show. We're really doing our best. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Press the bell. Press the finger. It's so stupid how much it matters. Tag Rob. Tag the Hammer. Let him know you want a football show as well. Assemble the phalanx. Because, again, that matters more than it should. I'm telling you, man. Social media interaction is what everybody loves to see. 12 of you get out there and say you want a football show, we'll probably get one. That'll do it. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the games. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay, everybody. And remember, we love you. Play Prop Savant in the chair Friday. See you tomorrow at 9:30. And I guess that's it, man. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.